Welcome to First Parish, Unitarian Universalist. I am Bob Smart, a member of the congregation since the 1980s. First Parish is a Unitarian Universalist congregation founded in 1711. The church welcomes everyone who wants to worship and socialize with us. It is certified as a welcoming congregation, a green sanctuary, and as a level 2 sanctuary supporting congregation for our work with immigration reform and anti-deportation efforts. Whether you are a first-time visitor or a lifelong member, you can learn more about all that's happening at First Parish by going to our website, uuneedham.org, or following us on Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube. The coronavirus pandemic has forced us to close our doors. We are gathering online only, as is recommended by health officials and state and local government. We will open again once it is safe to do so. We encourage everyone to engage with one another through video and phone calls during this time and find other ways to be connected, even as we keep our distance. Our Sunday services are pre-recorded by our staff and worship volunteers and streamed on Sunday mornings. This was recorded in the afternoon on Election Day, so I don't know the results. Our First Parish community has become creative about how we can stay in touch and renew our spirits without meeting in person, and we hope you have been plugging into our Zoom gathering opportunities throughout the week. Katie Scudera asked me to let you know that today's service will be shorter than usual. Join the Zoom social hour immediately after this service. You just click on the Zoom social hour link in the Bell Notes email. Katie and Jenna are promising live content. If you're joining us for the first time this Sunday, or you don't know what we're talking about when we refer to the Sunday Bell Notes or the emailed order of service, you can sign up to be included in those emails by going to our website, uuneedham.org, and clicking Get Involved newsletter, or sending your request by email to office@uuneedham.org. We know this way of worshiping and gathering together is an adjustment for all of us, and we hope this service and our other online connection opportunities will help us get through this time of social and physical isolation. Welcome to all, and good morning.
As we light our chalice, symbol of our faith, we read words from modern queer Unitarian Universalist minister, Reverend Laura Thompson. Across the distance, the light from within me shines, sending love to all of you. Across the distance, your light is the fuel that warms me and helps keep my own light burning. Together, we keep the flame of this community burning bright.
Hymn number 159, This Is My Song, was written by 20th century Euro-American poet Lloyd Stone as a song of peace. The tune by Jean Sibelius is most associated with the patriotic movement in Finland to be free of Russian control. Please join us in singing from home, hymn number 159, This Is My Song.
Other
In Unitarian Universalist tradition, First Parish has a covenant. It is a statement of our goals and promises to each other. Please say, along with me, the words of our parish covenant, which are printed in your emailed order of service. We gather as a loving community to encourage and comfort one another. We gather as a diverse community to support each other in our search for spiritual truth. We gather as a service community to live our beliefs through action and care for our world. Though we cannot gather in person at this time, we are trying to live up to these promises every day.
Good morning. Last Sunday, the kids learned that the worship theme of the month is sanctuary. But what is sanctuary? The dictionary says it is a place of refuge or safety. The kids talked about spaces, like the sanctuary at church, that are an example of a place to take a moment of quiet. Yes, a moment of quiet to breathe, to be able to use our thinking minds, to listen to our loving hearts and what they say about how we should treat ourselves and others, and to discover how to use our helping hands to benefit those who need our help. To find sanctuary, sometimes we need to begin very simply at step 1, breathing. So we share this favorite book with you.
Alpha breaths, the ABCs of mindful breathing. Alligator breath. Open your arms wide like an alligator jaws on the in-breath and snap them shut on the out-breath. Does someone want to demonstrate that one? Okay, Casey.
This is alligator breath. So you open your arms wide and then snap them shut.
That was awesome. Great job. All right, butterfly breath. Spread your arms like beautiful butterfly wings on the in-breath and let them flap gently on the out-breath. All right. Cake breath. Breathe in as you imagine a birthday cake, and breathe out as you imagine blowing out the candles. Dolphin breath. Breathe in as you lift your arms up high, and breathe out as you imagine diving into the ocean. Elevator breath. As you breathe in, imagine your breath going all the way up to the top floor of your belly. As you breathe out, imagine it going all the way down to the bottom. You can even count floors as you breathe. Flower breath. Breathe in and imagine you are smelling your favorite flower. Breathe out and imagine you are blowing the seeds of a dandelion. Gratitude breath. As you breathe in, think of a person you're grateful for. As you breathe out, send them a smile. Hugging breath. Close your eyes, give yourself a hug, and gently breathe in and out. Ice breath. Sit very still, like you are frozen in ice. Notice how your body moves as you breathe in and out. Join your breath. Join the rhythm of your in-breath and out-breath with a friend so that you are breathing in and out together. Know your breath. As you slowly breathe in and out, check in with your 5 senses. What can you feel, hear, taste, smell, or see? Lion breath. Breathe in, feeling brave and strong like a lion. Breathe out, letting out a powerful but quiet roar. Henry, you want to demo this for us? Great, thank you, Henry. Mountain breath. Breathe in and out while keeping your body still like a mountain. Ninja breath. Pretend that you are a ninja. Breathe in and out as silently and slowly as you can. Oatmeal breath. Breathe in and imagine you are smelling a bowl of hot oatmeal. Then breathe out like you are blowing on your oatmeal to cool it off.
I like the oatmeal breath because that's really funny and weird.
Yeah, that's great. Perfume breath. As you breathe in and out, what perfume can you smell in the air? Question breath. As you breathe in, ask yourself how you are feeling. As you breathe out, answer. Redwood breath. Breathe in and reach your arms up high like branches extending to the sky. Breathe out and imagine you have roots growing from your feet deep into the earth. Superhero breath. Breathe in and imagine you are a superhero. Breathe out and imagine how you will help someone. Teddy bear breath. Lay down on your back and put a teddy bear on your tummy. As you breathe in and out, watch your teddy bear go up and down. Awesome. Underwater breath. Paddle your arms, imagining you are underwater. Breathe in and out, blowing bubbles through your scuba gear. Voice breath. Take a big breath in and sing la as you breathe out. Wish breath. Breathe in and make a happy wish for yourself. Then breathe out and send a happy wish to someone else. Xylophone breath. Imagine playing a xylophone from the bottom to the top on the in-breath, then play it from the top to the bottom on the out-breath. Yawning breath. Breathe in like a big, mindful yawn, paying attention to all the sensations that you feel. Then let your breath out. Imagine falling asleep. Close your eyes, take a big breath in, and hold it. Then slowly let your breath out, imagining a long zzz. Here's all the friends sitting together in a circle. And I have to ask, I wonder what your favorite breath was that we learned today.
It is now time to share with one another our joys and concerns from the past week. These joys and concerns were submitted to me at internminister@uuneedham.org by the Thursday before the service at midnight. If you did not submit a candle but would like to share with the community this morning, you are invited to enter your message into the chat box. As our service is live streamed to YouTube, we cannot guarantee that your joys, concerns, sorrows, or milestones will stay within the First Parish community, but you are always welcome to reach out to Reverend Katie, myself, or the Pastoral Care Associate of the Week, whose name is included in your emailed order of service, for pastoral care or to share more privately. If you're missing hearing each other's voices during this beloved ritual, may this also serve as a reminder to reach out to one another after the service. May this beloved community be sustained by your creativity and care for each other during this time. Our first and only candle this morning is a candle of joy from Tara Rivard and family, that Elwyn Jethro Roger Rivard was born at 11:14 a.m. on Friday, November 6th. He is 6 pounds, 12 ounces, and 19 inches long. Congratulations and blessings from the entire First Parish community, and welcome to the world, Elwyn. For all the joys and sorrows that we still hold in our hearts, and in acknowledging the prayers of our neighbors near and far, we light a final candle. May the peace in this sanctuary be felt too in each of your homes, as we remember that even though apart, we are still deeply connected. Amen. Let us join together now in prayer and meditation. Spirit of life and love, God of many names, we rejoice with all of you who come today in joy. We rejoice in the fact that 12 queer and trans lawmakers, the first 2 openly gay Black men, and a record number of Native American women were elected to Congress in this election cycle. Our hearts are also with those who come today with a sorrow or a fear or in tiredness or weariness. We direct our prayers toward those injured in the families of those who died in a terrorist attack in Vienna, Austria this week, and those killed and injured in the wake of a 7.0 magnitude earthquake in Turkey and Greece. At the time of filming this prayer, the results of the 2020 presidential election had not yet been decided. But as we said at the Vesper service this week, quoting CNN Black journalist Van Jones, the political victory still may come, but for people who saw babies being snatched away from their mothers at the border, people sending their kids into schools where the N-word is now being used against them, for people seeing this wave of intolerance, they wanted a moral victory Tuesday night. And so we take a moment today for the grief and anxiety that we feel this week as our country decides its vision for the next 4 years. For the moral residue and felt experiences of injustice in our bodies that might have come up this week as we reflected on these last 4 years. Spirit of life, we also come today seeking. As a recent UUA press release reminded us, sustaining a coordinated pro-democracy movement for many days or even weeks will take mass numbers of people who are committed enough to take shifts and keep coming back over time. To do this, we will need to be rested, grounded, and connected to our hopes for the kind of world that we are struggling to breathe into being. Get some sleep, hydrate, eat, take your medications, move your body, connect with your loved ones, wear warm clothes if it's cold, take precautions against COVID-19 and other seasonal illnesses. Carve out time every day for prayer, meditation, singing, self-care, and debriefing with trusted spiritual companions. Practice gratitude, vent your anger and fear, cry, repeat regularly. End quote. Help us to practice good self and community care, to learn to take shifts and trust each other, to pick up the work when we ourselves must rest, to find glimmers of hope and small entryways into healing work when we can, and to have an abundance of grace toward ourselves and one another this week. May we look to this loving community for resilience and hope when our own is in short supply. May we hold each other from a distance in the places that are the most tender this week. May we remember that even though physically distanced, we are still deeply connected. May it be so. And amen. Please join us now in singing from home our meditative hymn this morning, Meditation on Breathing. The lyrics and music will appear on your screens.
When I breathe in, I breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I breathe out love. When I breathe in, I breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I breathe out love. When I breathe in, I breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I breathe out love. When I breathe in, I breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I breathe out love.
This congregation has been supported by the volunteered time and treasure of its members and friends since its founding in 1711. In those 300 years, this community has weathered hard times, but we're still here. This is the time in our service when we, the modern stewards of this church, offer what we can to build and sustain the congregation and the world we envision. This month, our collection will be split 50-50 with the Unitarian Universalist Service Committee, or UUSC. The UUSC is the merged social service organization of the Unitarian Service Committee and the Universalist Service Committee, both founded during World War II to help those escaping Nazi persecution and to support relief efforts after the war. The symbol of our denomination, the flaming chalice, was originally the symbol of the Unitarian Service Committee. You'll hear more about the modern work of the UUSC later in the service. To donate to today's offering, you can use one of three methods. You can use our Text to Give program through the number 73256 with the exact wording of UU Needham space plate or Pledge 21 space $. Or you can mail a check to First Parish at 23 Dedham Avenue in Needham. Or you can make a donation through our website, uuneedham.org, and select Donate Now under the Giving box. Whichever way, remember to specify whether your donation is meant for the plate collection or for your annual pledge. Thank you for everything you are able to give to help support and sustain this congregation and the vital work of our community partners. Please take these next few moments to give what you can and know that it will be gratefully received. Our reading this morning comes from modern queer Indian American educator and birth worker Deepa Phillips. This is her list of advice for times like these. Light your candles, practice your skills, order your medicines, pack your we out bag, put a little cash aside, save some seeds, learn your self-defense, increase your stamina, memorize folks' numbers, strategize your plans, call upon your history, prepare your long game. Learn and share, return to your library, live your praxis, parent your babies, pray your hardest, make your art, soak in music, document your stories, run yourself salt baths, dance until sweaty, let your tears flow, be soft with yourself. Dig your hands in this earth, wash yourself in seawater. Walk amidst grandmother trees, root yourself there. Kiss your lover. Breathe from your belly. Sit on your cushion. Remember your laughter. Remind yourself who you are. Call your family. Gather your team. Get with your people. And lean on your ancestors. Do your work now. Do your work now. Here ends our reading. Good morning, everyone. I have gathered with me here on Zoom leaders from our First Parish community in social and environmental justice. It is part of the mission of our congregation to advance social and environmental justice locally and throughout the world. And part of our covenant is to live our beliefs through action and care for our world. This week, as you know, our nation held its 59th presidential election. We're coming to you from the evening of Thursday, November 5th, to offer a message of commitment and courage. Perhaps by Sunday morning, we'll know the results of this week's election, but right now, we don't know who comes next. However, regardless of who wins from the top of the ballot to the bottom, we Unitarian Universalists know what comes next for us, the continued work of bending the moral arc of the universe toward justice. I'd like to introduce those offering reflections on what comes next. We have Becca Malakoff, Chair of the Social Action Committee, Liz Rover Bailey from the Welcoming Congregation team, Eleanor Rossellini from Green Congregation, Vicki McCrees from the Reparations Task Force, Will Rico from Immigrant Ministry, and Deborah Niles from our UU The Vote team. Becca, would you like to get us started?
Thanks, Reverend Katie. I'm Becca Malakoff, Chair of the Social Action Committee. I know we're all exhausted after the last 4 years, but the members of the Social Action Committee know that our work is more important than ever. For those of you who aren't familiar with our group, we operate as an umbrella group coordinating the work of the various smaller social justice groups within First Parish. We meet once monthly to discuss the activities of each subgroup as well as various other social action opportunities and events. Now that these meetings are on Zoom, they're easier than ever to attend, and everyone is welcome with no commitment or prior experience doing social justice work needed. Feel free to come and just listen in and see if there is a particular group or activity you feel drawn to work with. One important task of our committee is planning what groups to share our plate collection with. For the month of November, our split plate is going to the Unitarian Universalist Service Committee, or UUSC, a group which advances human rights and social justice around the world, partnering with those who confront unjust power structures and mobilizing to challenge oppressive policies. In addition to the global advocacy and mobilization efforts, the UUC organizes initiatives within UU congregations, such as the Guest at Your Table program, as well as justice education and leadership development programs. On the morning of November 4th, the UUC joined the chorus of voices, insisting that every vote be counted, issuing a statement demanding that this fundamental principle of our democracy be protected and supporting the Protect the Results Coalition.
Hi, I'm Liz Rover Bailey, and I'm here from the Welcoming Congregation Committee to discuss what comes next for the LGBTQ plus community. There's a lot of cause for hope and joy right now. On Tuesday, a record number of LGBTQ plus individuals were elected to office, including the first openly trans woman to a state senate in Delaware. However, there's a little cause for concern as well. On Wednesday, the Supreme Court heard arguments in a case involving the Philadelphia foster care system. The city has hired Catholic Social Services to do some stuff for foster kids, including screening foster parents. When the city learned that CSS was applying its own screening criteria, including rejecting same-sex couples as foster parents, the city decided to let the contract expire, and CSS sued the city. Can you imagine? Depending on the outcome, various governments might be required to fund faith-based organizations that apply religious criteria to the use of taxpayer funds. But the potential for this disaster is just more reason for us to be louder and stronger in our support of LGBTQ plus individuals by, for example, asking our elected officials to pass the Equality Act. You can Google ACLU Equality Act petition to sign that, or even going to local restaurants and stores and asking them to create gender-neutral bathrooms. There's no real way to know what comes next, but if we all work together, we can make it better than it might otherwise have been.
Hi, I'm Eleanor Rossellini, co-chair of the Green Congregation Committee. I've been an environmental activist for over 30 years, and I think you can probably guess what I'm going to talk about. But let's imagine that a young person from the future is right here with us and is asking us in 2020, if people knew about the climate crisis, why did they not do what needed to be done? What would we answer? We were too busy? Again and again, experts have been telling us we have the technology to reduce greenhouse gases, but what we lack is the political will. They're telling us that bold action is needed, and it's needed now. Being concerned is no longer enough. Every level of society must prioritize climate action, from individual households and businesses to our towns, our state, and our federal government. Now, this doesn't mean we can't address other issues, and I think we can see here how many vital issues there are. But keeping the earth habitable for human life, that has to be a top priority. It must be, and it can be done in a socially just way. As voters and as consumers, we need to push and support initiatives, whether it's making a call to a legislator or deciding what kind of car we're going to buy. So what is next? For me, what's next is to make sure we all get plugged in, get the information you need. And to make this easier for you, I've written a blog on the First Parish website, which will tell you where to go to find out information about what's going on in your town and at the state level. And I think that's a great way to get started.
Hi, I'm Vicki McCready's, and I'm part of the Reparations Task Force. The Reparations Task Force was formed in response to the disturbing discovery by Reverend Katie that a number of our early congregants were slave owners, including, most unsettling, our own First Parish First Minister, who enslaved a man named Homer. Today, we are a group of around 10 people, including Reverend Katie and headed by Marianne McGowan. We are committed to redressing our congregational history with slavery through building awareness, education, and the recognition of our role in the institutions of slavery and the consequent structural racism that still exists in our communities. Our intent is to support the healing of the grievous suffering done historically to enslaved African peoples, which continues today to afflict African Americans and to harm our society as a whole. Our focus is both within our congregation and with the town of Needham. In late summer, we hosted a summer service to foster the dialogue within our First Parish community. Our plans include our congregation memorializing Homer and revisiting our congregational history to include the role that slavery played. We hope to engage the wider Needham community to, for example, work with the town library and schools on educational projects. As a final thought, one of our goals is the adoption by our congregation of the 8th UU principle that affirms our congregational journey towards spiritual wholeness by accountably dismantling racism and other oppressions in ourselves and our institutions, so we can build a diverse, multicultural, First Parish, beloved community.
Hello, I'm Will Rico from the Immigrant Ministry, and I believe that regardless of who wins the election, it seems like immigrants always lose. Bill Clinton enacted NAFTA and started militarizing the border. The Obama-Biden administration deported a record number of immigrants, and Trump took those cruelties to the next level. At the state level in Massachusetts, the Democratic Party has a supermajority in the state house, but has been stalling for years on basic legislation to help immigrants. Please tell your state reps to support the Work and Family Mobility Act so undocumented immigrants can get a driver's license, and the Safe Communities Act so immigrants can call emergency services without the fear that ICE will show up instead. A great way to prioritize all these issues is to join other First Parishioners in supporting the Metro West Worker Center with their food distribution and other programs. In addition to the direct aid this gives to local families, it also gives us an opportunity to connect with people affected by government action and inaction, so we don't sweep these problems under the rug again for another 4 years. Please reach out to me or anyone in the Immigrant Ministry to learn more.
Hi, I'm Deborah Niles. I facilitated our partnership this year with UU The Vote and helped get the word out about the efforts going on within our church and beyond to work on this year's election and activism. And I want to thank everyone who participated in this voting activism this year. I believe that it did sway this election and the country in the direction of equal rights and justice. The sheer number of people voting this year sent a strong message to the world that we are not all brainwashed by the deceit and corruption of the current administration. There are power in numbers, and we now need to use that power to change our country for the better going forward. Those who are oppressed, feeling the effects of climate change, and afraid for their rights will hear our voice and know that they matter. Please continue to watch, listen, and act to make this a fair and just democracy, and make sure that every vote is counted. Take part in the healing and transformation by starting in the home. Spread it to your children and friends, and eventually it will touch the world in the form of justice, love, and equality. I believe that the election results show a strong message that even with the extensive voter suppression that went on this year, we are strong and that justice will prevail.
Thank you all so much for sharing today. Let us close this time of commitment and courage with these words adapted from modern trans Unitarian Universalist candidate for ministry, Andrea Hawkins Kemper. May we see all as it is, and may we be the ones to make it as it should be. For if not us, who? And if not now, when? This is answering the cry of justice with the work of peace. This is redeeming the pain of history with the grace of wisdom. This is the work we are called to do, and this is the call we answer now. To be the barrier and the bridge, to be the living embodiment of our principles, to be about the work of building the beloved community and saving our planet Earth, to be a people of intention and a people of conscience. No matter the results of this particular election, may we answer the call and be about the work. Blessed be, and amen. Our closing hymn, We Shall Overcome, is an African-American slave spiritual that was repopularized during the Civil Rights Movement. Please join in singing from home, We Shall Overcome. The lyrics will appear on your screens.
We shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall overcome someday. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe we shall overcome someday. We'll walk hand in hand. We'll walk hand in hand. We'll walk hand in hand someday. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe we'll walk hand in hand someday. We shall all be free. We shall all be free. We shall all be free someday. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe we shall all be free someday. We shall live in peace. We shall live in peace. We shall live in peace someday. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe we shall live in peace someday.
As we close our worship today, you are all invited to stay with us for our Zoom social hour. Please remember to keep a careful eye out for emails from First Parish and follow us on social media so you can keep up with the opportunities for connection for all ages throughout the week during these times of physical isolation. You could sign up for our weekly email by clicking on Subscribe to Newsletter on our website, uuneedham.org. Please remember, if you fall ill or need any pastoral support, to reach out for our ministers, Reverend Katie Scudera and Jenna Crawford, and pastoral care team and caring crew via email or phone. We also encourage all of you to check in with your friends at First Parish and to double-check your own contact information in our online Realm directory if you have not done so recently. Please email our office administrator, Susanna Whitman, if you have any questions about using our online directory. We always extinguish our chalice with words promising to carry its flame in our hearts until we are together again, no matter how long it is until we are together again. As we extinguish our chalice today, please join me from home saying these words written by Unitarian Universalist minister, Reverend Elizabeth Selly Jones. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, nor the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.
As we close our worship today, please remember, if you're watching this live on YouTube, that today's shorter pre-recorded service will be followed by an extended Zoom social hour with me and Jenna. We hope to see you there. Please take these words from modern Euro-American UU minister, Reverend Wayne Arneson, with you as a benediction. Take courage, friends. The way is often hard, the path is never clear, and the stakes are very high. Take courage, for deep down there is another truth. We are not alone. Our service begins when our service ends. Blessed be, and amen.
Gonna keep on moving forward. Keep on moving forward. Keep on moving forward. Never turning back. Never turning back. We're gonna keep on singing loudly. Keep on singing loudly. Keep on singing loudly. Never turning back. Never turning back. We know Black Lives Matter. We know Black Lives Matter. We know Black Lives Matter. Never turning back. Never turning back. We're gonna keep on loving boldly. Keep on loving boldly. Keep on loving boldly. Never turning back. Never turning back. We're gonna reach across our borders. Reach across our borders. Reach across our borders. Never turning back. Never turning back. We're gonna stop these wars together. Stop these wars together. Stop these wars together. Never turning back. Never turning back. We're gonna keep on moving forward. Keep on